Good day. Today we are looking at the Nikon D500 and comparing it to the D750.
D750?
Yes, it's nice, isn't it?
Suave.
And it is a Nikon orgy right here. The D500 is a superb camera, possibly the best example of a crop sensor high-performance DSLR out there right now. But how does it compare to something that isn't DX? They might not seem like the obvious cameras to compare, but they're in the same price bracket.
Cha-ching.
So it kind of makes sense. Which one should you go for? We're going to take a camera each. You can have the D750.
Lovely.
Nikon's sort of reasonably priced full frame, albeit by no means cheap camera, coming in at 2G, has been around for 2 years, some time ago, or in Sony terms, an eternity. Obviously we're not comparing like for like, but rather which one should you splash the cash on if you have nothing better to do with the money. So anyway, build quality. Which one would you pick? What do you think of the D500?
See, I haven't had much time to play with it, but genuinely, it's going to be the 500.
Well, I mean, the build quality of this, just the dials and everything, are more solid.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. XQD obviously
is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's going to be future-proof. The XQD cards are going to be getting faster and faster and faster. There's really kind of like no limit for XQDs.
Now, one thing I mentioned that I like is the fact that, and to be honest, I prefer without popping up in flash because more robust, less stuff to break.
So that's usually the bit that fills up with water.
Yeah. Not only does the D500 feel like the more solid body, the fact that it's newer means that it has fancier stuff. It's got NFC, bigger touchscreen, but it's better ergonomically. The nipple is great for changing autofocus points. The camera's not your own, they're practically useless if you're a dude. And the placement of that ISO button is pure genius on the D500 versus the D750s. I must add that PJB
Hello.
has got a massive wang for the lens. Check that out.
Big. I can actually see the on-off switch in the plane.
You can see into his mind. Okay, so all we have to do is wait for some planes.
Yeah, go get the planes.
In the meantime, we have long lenses, tea and cake. What more could you ask for? Fighter jets. Shame they don't come along more frequently.
The Americans are late again.
One of the useful things with the D500 is the fact that it is crop. It gives you that little bit more reach with 70 to 200. 70 to 200 equals 105 to 350. It's Tom Cruise on his motorbike. Holy crap. Tom Cruise is real. He's flying into the danger zone. Starting off with the D500. Oh yes. And it's a picnic for this DX Nikon. All the action's happening now. The D500 is every bit as good as you want it to be. Pressing that shutter button is pure joy. Just gonna keep taking shots after shot after shot. Focus, nailed, every time. And you can keep your finger firmly pressed down on the button until your fingertips turn blue, because that buffer is insane. The buffer on this.
It's ridiculous. I'm surprised the plane didn't try and jam the camera.
I mean, this is a beast of a camera. Beast, I tell you. This is all the essence of a D5 in a crop sensor body. I mean, when it comes to autofocusing and speed, the D500 is the better camera by far. It is the best APS-C DSLR around. End of. Bring on the D750. D750 time. It's on manual focus. You have options to crop with the D750, 1.2 times or DX, so you can effectively get the same reach as a DX camera. Cut out the crappy vignetting and soft edges from crappy lenses too. but the speed is a problem.
I mean, the feeling of this, just that little bit more sluggish. The shutter sound, it's hideous. I mean, the thing you immediately notice when you look through the viewfinder of the D750 is the autofocus points. They're all in the middle. That's, you call that a burst? I just realised this is the burst rate. No competition. There is, you just can't compare these two cameras. I mean, it's quite pathetic, those AF points just in the centre like that. Like a little invisible sanitary towel full of dots. So D500 has got auto AF fine tune. It's so easy to use, which is why I've got the instructions on my iPhone. Okay, mount the camera on a tripod and aim the camera at a flat, high contrast subject. May not function in dark surroundings. It looks pretty not so dark here. Rotate the focus mode selector to AF and use the AF mode button in Commander. Center focus point. Press the shutter button.
Honestly,
halfway,
it's
then
like a
zoom in on the view
pre-flight
through the
check.
lens to confirm that the subject is in focus. Press the AF mode and move record buttons simultaneously. Auto AF fine tune failed.
Let's hope pre-flight checks don't encounter fails this easily.
Maybe that wasn't flat and none dark enough. And sign is saying no Saturday night fever. No, damn it. Focused. Press those two buttons together. Yes. Proceed. The new value has been added to the A fine tune. There you go. Easy as that. Easy as trying it over and over again until you get it right.
But then the flying people decided to stop flying.
I just don't have the patience for anything. It's irritating. Just standing still in one spot.
What do you do? I've texted the Americans. They're just having a quick...
You know what? I need to take some image quality tests, so I think you have to be the model.
Really?
We have to do some more dancing. When I say we, I mean you.
Why can't we both do it?
Will that make you less embarrassed?
I'm not embarrassed. If you want me to do it on my own, I will, but it'd be more entertaining if there's both of us.
I can't dance.
Lunchtime. What is that?
This is a little sneak peek into our usual pre-image quality test ritual.
God save my lamb.
And on with the test.
So, we need to take some image quality tests to find out whether the D750 is much better than D500, because it's full frame.
Full frame.
You know what? Let's use the 600mm for a portrait. You can stand right over there.
Just
I
get
tell you, why don't you just take a shot of me then?
Okay.
Why don't you go over there and I'll just stand here.
I'm not lugging this all the way down there. Weighs a friggin' ton. Alright. Jeez.
Okay, so 600mm, full frame, D750 and a D500 crop.
Alright, you can see the difference between crop and full frame in these shots. When they're shot from different spots, to bear in mind the crop difference, you get a better idea of the difference in image quality. 24 megapixel FX with AA filter versus 20 megapixel DX with no AA filter. There's actually not much in it. Well, in fact, if anything, the D500 seems to have an edge when it comes to sharpness. Impressive. Yeah, the D500 is newer, high max ISO too, but big pixels reign supreme in the low light. Things look good on both sides up to ISO 6400, but at ISO 12800 you start to see a difference with the D750 file looking much cleaner than D500's image. It might be an oldie, but low light is still where the full frame has an advantage. Video quality on a D750 is actually pretty good, no signs of moire, aliasing, pleasing for video geeks. You can get some nice 1080p footage from the D750. It looks as good, if not better than the 5D Mark III. Got a flat picture profile too. 1080 isn't too different on the D500, although perhaps a little bit sharper, but it has 4K, which looks oh so lovely. DX APS-C is still here for good reason. It still serves a function and allows a level of performance at a price that is accessible to all. The D500 is a phenomenal camera for ensuring you get that shot when it matters. When subjects move at pace, that means you don't really get a second chance for shooting it. Meanwhile, the D750 might be a couple of years old, but it still produces images with amazing fine detail. Not that everybody looking at it will care about that, but whereas you can still crop the D750 to DX, you can't make the D500 FX. An ultra-wide lens stays ultra-wide on the D750. There is a reason for both cameras to coexist: speed versus an affordable way into full-frame imaging.